Hello and welcome to your practice. I'm Becky, and today I'm going to take you through a practice of yoga for healthy joints. So, having healthy joints contributes to living pain and injury-free, especially as we age. Movement increases joint strength, so we're going to move the joints. And a lot of times we focus just on muscle strength and muscle definition, but we want to prioritize our joints too. Joints are the support system of our muscles. So you can't move your muscles at full range of motions if your joint mobility is off. So there's a saying that motion is lotion. So think about moving the joints that will create and stimulate synovial fluid in the joints. So our body has synovial fluid in it all the time, but when we move the joints, say if we start to move our wrists, circle our wrists, that synovial fluid in the joints gets stimulated and it increases, and it helps with joint mobility and cushioning. So synovial fluid is like a slippery egg white substance that helps the joints glide and helps them move more freely. So think about motion is lotion. So the more you can move your body, the more mobile you'll be, the better you will feel. When we're sedentary, when we sit, when we don't walk, when we don't stretch, we don't move, we get stiff. So I'm going to take you through a few nice poses for yoga, for joint mobility. Let's get started down on our backs. So one of the things I really love, I start almost all my yoga classes is with ankle circles. So come down onto your back. The knees are bent, and just adjust the hips and shoulders. And we're going to stretch the right foot up to the ceiling. So you can take your hands and place them behind the right thigh if you like, or your right arms can be down, or not your right arms, your arms can be down by your side. So let's just circle the right ankle nice and slow in one direction. Let the toes wiggle around a little bit. So creating and stimulating this synovial fluid in the joints of the ankle and all those joints in the foot. Let's circle in the opposite direction. So we want to keep our ankles and our feet mobile, those joints mobile, so that we don't shuffle when we get older. When older people get stiff ankles, they tend to shuffle the feet. So the joint mobility in the ankles is very stiff. And let's point and flex the foot. So we point the toes up towards the ceiling and then point the heel up towards the ceiling. So this also works the muscles in the leg, the calf muscles, the muscles in the bottom of the foot, especially that plantar fascia tendon. And then we'll relax that right ankle, bring the right foot down to the floor. We'll stretch the left foot up to the ceiling. And same thing on this side. We're going to circle the left ankle. Let your toes wiggle around a little bit. We want to keep the ankle joint and all the joints in the feet mobile. I think there's something like 26 joints in the feet. So a lot of going on in the feet. The feet take us everywhere we need to go. Let's circle in the opposite direction. And we don't really think about the feet too much until they start to hurt us. So it's just a nice slow rotation of this ankle joint. And then we'll point and flex the left foot. Good stretch for the leg muscles, bottom of the foot. Good. Relax your left ankle. Bring your left foot down to the floor. Let's do a little pelvic tilt. So for the hips and the low back. So our knees are bent. Our knees are stacked over our heels. Our feet are hip width apart. We're going to inhale and lift the waistline. So if I try, I can fit my hand underneath my waistline. And then exhale, we're going to press the waistline down. So now I can't slide my hand underneath the waist. So just with your breath, inhale, lift your waistline. Exhale, press your waistline down. So we're not lifting our hips. We're just lifting the waistline with the breath. Inhale, waistline lifts. Exhale, waistline presses down. So working the hip joint, but working that lower lumbar, all the joints in the lower spine. So nice breaths, nice and slow. We're not moving the spine too fast or too slow. Just a nice even breath and a nice even movement here. And then come to neutral. We're going to roll over onto our left side. So make a pillow for your head with your arm, or you can grab a pillow or something and place under your head to support it. We're going to have our head, hips, and heels in a straight line. Our hips and our knees are stacked. We're going to keep our feet together. We're going to do clam shells. So we're going to lift the right knee and we're going to lower the right knee. So we lift it only as high as we can. We don't want to roll back. So I'm trying to keep my hips stacked. You might even take your right hand, place it on your top hip. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. So working that hip joint. Working the muscles of the leg too, the inner and outer thigh. So we're just inhale, lifting the knee, and exhale, lowering the knee. So imagine your back is against a wall, so we can't roll backwards. The goal is not to lift it so high that you roll backwards. It's to lift the knee high enough so that you can keep those hips stacked on top of each other. Inhaling, lifting, exhaling, lowering. Let's keep the knees together, and we're going to roll on to the right side. So rolling over or switching to the other end of your mat. Support the head, so you can bend your right arm. Head, hips, and heels in a straight line. Let's have the left hand on the left hip. Keep the feet together, and we're going to inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, lower it. You might find that one side is easier or harder than the other. So make sure those hips stay stacked. We don't want to roll backwards. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So now working this left hip, working the left leg muscles. Good. Nice and slow with breath. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. So these are just simple little yoga poses that you can do to create more mobility in your joints, to have healthy joints. Let's keep that left knee down, and then we're going to make our way up to hands and knees table. So if you need a little extra padding for your knees, grab a towel, grab a blanket. So always good to pad the knee joint. So we'll be in tabletop pose, hands and knees. Our wrists will be under our shoulders and our knees will be under our hips. We're going to go into cat pose. So if you have any wrist issues, you could be down on elbows. You'll have the elbows under your shoulders. So that'll take any pressure off the wrists. But otherwise, you'll be up on hands. And we're going to exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, pull the belly button up. Inhale, tilt the hips, arch the back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lengthen the neck. Exhale, round, tuck the chin, let the shoulder blades spread apart, pull your belly button up. Inhale, tilt the hips, arch, stretch the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit, and a long neck. You can even move that neck a little bit. So just go nice and slow with your breath. See what your range of motion is. See if there's any parts of the body that are a little stiff, a little tight, a little achy. So this cat-cow pose is a great pose to do every day. So you can feel this. You're working your arms, you're working your legs. The shoulders and hips are getting some movement. The neck's getting movement. Your back muscles and your core muscles are getting some work. So nice slow breaths. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arching. So this is cat pose. When you exhale and you round, you're rounding up like a Halloween cat. You've seen those pictures, images. And then inhale, you arch, the belly stretches, that's cow. So cat-cow pose. Beautiful. Come to neutral. We're going to make our way all the way up to standing. So I'm going to take you up to a forward fold through squat pose. If you've got a better way that you'd like to get up to a forward fold, then you'll meet me there. Curl your toes under. We're going to start to walk the hands back till we're balancing on toes and fingertips. If you had that padding under the knees, scoot it off to the side. And then we're going to lift our hips up and lower our heels. Widen your feet a little wider than the hips. Bring hands up to above the knees. Lift your chest halfway up. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Pull your belly up with a flat back and strong legs. We're going to hinge all the way up to standing. Good. And once you're up to standing, shake it out. Shake out arms and legs. And just a little bit of swinging side to side. So separate your feet a little wider than the hips. And we're going to swing side to side. Let your opposite heel lift. So when you turn to the right, your left heel lifts. When you turn to the left, your right heel lifts. Belly pulls in and up a little bit. Shoulders and arms completely relaxed. So think that saying, motion is lotion, right? So we're not trying to be stiff. Our arms are not out stiff like this. Our arms are very loose, very relaxed. Hips turning. Ankles, feet getting some movement in them. Good. And then let that slow down. The next thing on our list for healthy joints is a calf raise. So we're going to stand with the feet hip width apart. And if you have balance issues, you could have a chair next to you, or you could stand near a wall. We'll stay with hands on hips, and we're going to lift our heels and lower our heels. Lift the heels, lower the heels. So it doesn't matter how high you lift the heels, but you can feel that we're working the muscles and joints in the feet and the ankles again. We're working the legs. It is a little bit of a balance. So we even get a little bit of core work here. Lifting the heels, lowering the heels. Stay nice and tall, nice tall spine. Try to imagine you're balancing a book on top of your head. The belly pulls in just a little bit as we lift and lower the heels. Great for strengthening the entire leg, the calves, the thighs, the quads, and the hamstrings. Good. Keep the heels down. We're going to shake it out a little bit. So we've got two more poses. The next one is a pose called Inchworm. So we're going to stand at the bottom edge of the mat. We're going to fold over into that forward fold. And we're going to walk our hands out as far as we can, maybe into a plank pose. And then we're going to walk our hands back into a forward fold, come up to standing. We're going to do that 5 times. So if you can't get all the way into a plank, you just go as far forward as you can. And then you walk back into your forward fold. So let's start at the bottom edge of our mat. We're going to fold forward, hinge from the hips, bend your knees and bring your fingertips down. We're going to start to lift the heels and walk the hands forward. Maybe you get into a plank, maybe not. And we're going to walk the hands back, bending those knees again, and then coming all the way up to standing. So we're working all the joints here in the body. Let's exhale, fold forward, bend the knees, bring your fingertips down. Start to walk forward as you lift the heels, coming as far forward as you can, and then walking nice and slow back. The knees bend. We come up to standing. Let's do 3 more of those. Hinging forward, bring the fingertips down, walking forward. Maybe you only get halfway forward, and then you walk the full amount back, standing up nice and tall. Exhale, bending forward, and we're going to walk forward as far forward as you can go. And then we're going to walk the hands back into our forward fold. Come all the way up to standing. We're going to do 1 more of those. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips, bend the knees. Walk your hands forward any amount. And then walk the hands back. You're going to be in that forward fold and come all the way up to standing. Beautiful. Good work. So that's really a whole body joint. We're working shoulders, spine, wrists, knees, ankles. And our last one is going to be a twist. So we're going to come down onto the mat. Come all the way down onto your back. And after that inchworm, let's just hug the knees into the chest and roll side to side. So kind of rolling out the whole back body. Upper back, mid back, low back. Bring the knees to center. Use your core, use your abdominals. Don't let the back, that waistline lift, and we're going to bring the feet down to the floor. They can come down one at a time. So we're going to go into a little twist. Let's cross the right leg over the left. As if you're sitting kind of cross-legged in a chair, the thighs are touching. Arms are out to your side, maybe in a T position or a little lower. We're going to inhale, and with your exhale, let your knees fall to the left. And then you're going to turn your head and look over the right shoulder. So we want our right shoulder down on the ground. We're breathing into the low belly. So inhale, feel the belly expand. Exhale, feel the belly relax. Make any little adjustments to the twist. So maybe adjust the shoulders, maybe bring the arms down a little lower or more into that T position. See what feels good to the upper back and the shoulders. The main thing is you're taking those big breaths into the low belly. If it doesn't feel good with the head turned to the right, you can keep the head looking straight up to the ceiling. So see what feels best for you. Twists are great to balance the body's energy, to release toxins, to help with digestion. Good. If the head's over to the right, inhale it to center, and then we're going to bring the knees to center, uncross the legs, adjust hips and shoulders, both feet on the floor, get even, hips and shoulders even on the mat, and then we're going to cross the left leg over the right. Inhale, and with your exhale, let your knees fall to the left, and then we can look to the right, and then we can look over the left shoulder. So remember, if that doesn't feel good for your neck, you can look straight up. So big breaths, try to relax into the twist. Adjust your shoulders. We want the left shoulder, well, we want both shoulders down on the ground, but the left shoulder, when we do this side, will have a tendency to lift. So try to relax, breathe, make any little adjustments. We want to inhale, feel the belly expand, and exhale, feel the belly relax and fall. Good. A couple more breaths here to the twist on this side. Let's inhale the head to center, and we're going to bring the knees to center, uncross the legs. So both knees bent, feet on the floor. One more time, let's hug those knees into the chest and roll it out. Just even out, right side, left side. Good. Bring the knees to center. Don't let the back arch. Bring the feet down to the floor. They can always come down one at a time. And let's end. We'll just take a nice big full body stretch. So one at a time, stretch your legs out. Let's inhale, bring the arms up overhead, palms face the ceiling, spread the fingers, flex your feet, stretch one side longer and the other side longer. So we want our hips and shoulders to move on the mat. We're not just stretching from the waist up or from the waist down. We're stretching the whole body. Arms and legs move on the mat. We reach through the right fingers and push through the whole bottom of the right foot. Then reach through the left fingers, push through the whole bottom of the left foot. Breathing, your head will roll a little side to side. So a nice big full body stretch. Bring arms and legs to center. Arms come down by your side. Good. Let's rebend our knees. Bring our feet to the floor. And we're going to roll over to the side, either side. Come all the way up to sitting. Use your strong arms to help you all the way up to sitting. And then we're going to sit comfortably. So I like to sit on a yoga block, but if you have a pillow or cushion you like to use, or kneeling, sit comfortably for your legs, for your lower body. We're going to take 3 sun breaths to end our class today. So fingertips down by your side. We're going to inhale, the hands come up, and exhale, hands back out to your side. Let the fingertips touch the floor. Inhale, the hands up. Exhale, arms out to your side. Fingertips touch the floor. And now on this one, inhale the hands up, let your palms touch. And then keep the palms together and exhale, bring the thumbs down to your heart. And this ends our class today, Yoga for Healthy Joints. Namaste. So I hope you enjoyed today's class. Click the like button. That helps me on YouTube for YouTube searches. Leave me a comment. Let me know how it went for you. Please share it with someone that you think might be able to benefit from it. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button, and then you're going to be notified every time I put a new video out. I appreciate you watching, and remember to move the body every day, whether it's walking or stretching or yoga or swimming, something. Keep moving the body and keep aging gracefully. We'll see you next time. Bye.